This is a true story, and it's a love story. This is our story. And the first thing I want to tell you is this. Love is not a cast iron set of symptoms. Love is whatever you feel it to be. Love is neither dirty nor clean. That's the first thing, and this is the second. If you ever get invited to dissect a rabbit's eyeball while at the same time taking apart an old-fashioned single-lens reflex camera, accept the invitation. And very soon you'll see how the two things are basically the same. The cornea, that's the front part. That's basically the focus. The iris is the aperture, controlling the light that comes in. The lens is the lens. And the retina at the back of the eye, that's the film, receiving the image. And if you're like me, you'll find that similarity very interesting. Which brings me on to my third point, which is that London is a very interesting place. And you can trust me on this because I'm not from around here.
Okay, so when I'm 12, my gums begin to itch. And keep me awake at night? So I go to the dentist. She says my teeth are overcrowded, and she'll take 2 out to make room. And I get a choice between local, so an anaesthetic, and general, meaning gas. And I go for gas because I'm petrified of needles. I don't think they do it anymore, but basically, it's like this mask. They put it on your face, and it's got this rubber taste, like a rubber ball. And then there's a buzzing sound. Oh, the buzzing sound is like a chainsaw, getting louder and louder. So I just fix my eyes on the nurse, until she turns into this picture of autumn all over the wall. When I wake up, I'm all right for a second, until this horrible, groggy feeling hits me, and I'm sick, this pool of frothy blood all over the porch. And when we get into the car, I'm sick in the car. And when we get home, I'm sick on the doorstep, and I'm sick about 5 times. And it's pancake day, so basically, it's just a really bad experience. At least the itching goes away, until 2 years later, when it comes back. So I go back to the dentist. And I get a choice again, and again I go for gas. Only this time I asked my dad if he could make my bed in the garden, just so I could clear my air in the fresh, cold air. I know it's mad what I'm asking, but it wasn't a real request. More just an idea, really. But when I come home, there it is. My bed in the garden. And it's the Isle of Man in autumn, so it's not exactly warm. My bed with an extra blanket, Winston might there, even a bedside table with a lamp and a glass of fizzy water. And I'm telling you this. I'm telling you this so you understand the kind of man my dad was. He made me feel seen.
Welly boots.
My dad was a tax lawyer.
Hand-me-downs from a cousin originally.
My mum moved to Malaga when I was 2.
Wouldn't fit me now. Says on the sole, size 3. And my name on the inside, and felt tip. Jonah Jenkins. And if you're wondering why they look worn out, that's because they are. And that's because I grew up on a farm, or a religious self-sufficient commune, to be specific. We are the Paythorne Presbyterians. Mr. Jenkins is my father, and he's very much the man in charge. And every morning he'd read to us from the Bible till his throat gets sore. And if we snooze or fidget, an old man called Mr. Fricker whacks across our knuckles with a long wood spoon. Technology's frowned upon, so there's no TV, no toaster, no microwave. Only a green telephone for emergencies. Food is soup or stew, except on Sundays when we have roasted chicken followed by custard. And every spare minute we work the farm. So, age 5, I'm collecting rabbits for stew. Age 7, I'm milking cows. And then age 15, my mother, Mrs. Jenkins, dies of pancreatic cancer. Now, it's my mother that's dealt with the outside world till now. And that's worked well because the outside world likes my mother. Because she's warm. Unlike Mrs. Dimmock, the unfriendly whorebag who takes over in her absence. And before long, we're getting our windows smashed in at night. Jesus sucks cock and Jesus fucks asses all over the wall in the barn and graffiti. So it's decided we need a night watchman, a post for which I volunteer. And from that night on, from midnight till 6, keep watch. No stopping for tea, no sleeping or playing with my privates. Just me and Mr. Fricker's single-lens reflex camera. Every night for 5 years. And I'm telling you this so that you can see how keeping watch becomes kind of a habit for me.